up, guys? Lone Star Assetto sweating it out in a heat advisory in Texas today, so we could come out here and get with Brad. Brad's a really cool dude. We did kind of an experiment at a Lone Star Drift event a couple months ago, and I wanted to share this with you guys because it's really cool. But first, Brad has a really awesome R32. Brad, cool car. How long have you had it?
Thank you. It's a 91. I bought it in February of 2018, so I've had it about 6-7 months. 6-7 months, cool.
Why did you buy it? Why did you buy a Skyline R32? I mean, besides the obvious that it's a Skyline, they're cool. Why did you get it?
The first reason I bought it was mainly because I was stuck in an automatic car and I really just wanted to actually drive the car, so I wanted something standard, and this was my option.
So he had an automatic car and he wanted to buy a manual car, so he gets a Skyline. That's a good tip. That's good advice right there.
Well, I figured if I had never learned on my right hand, it should be just as easy to learn on my left.
Right on. Cool. Well, good choice, obviously. My question is, I like drifting. Brad likes drifting. We met at a drift event. This is Lone Star Assetto, so we're talking about drifting. Brad, are you going to drift this beautiful car?
There's a few Club Loose events that I'm thinking about taking it to, but mainly I'm trying to keep it street. I have like some plans for a turbo setup within the next year, so trying to keep her clean, but I don't know, we'll see where things go.
All right, cool. So he's deciding to not keep it stockish and put a turbo on there, so this should be fun. It'll probably be really fast and really rad. Tandems, are you gonna do tandems in this car?
No, sadly not.
No tandems, huh? I wouldn't either. Cool, all right, so my question is, I wanna know, I hear different things. What are things you like about this car? What do you like the most about this car?
Probably just the uniqueness of it, coming from like a right-hand drive world or left-hand drive world. People don't see it every day. It's really cool to like show to your buddies, but I really like it because it's a full driver's experience. Like, you know, you could hop in your Charger or your Challenger and drive it and have fun, but this car, it's 28 years old. There's no traction control, no stability, so you really got to know what you're doing. And I don't know, I just really enjoy the actual driving experience.
Right on. Well, I think most people would agree that a lot of the Japanese cars that came out in the 90s and the late 80s are like straight up drivers, purist cars. And this is Godzilla. This thing won so many track events. Now, question, what don't you like about the car? Are there any gripes you have about driving an R32? Are there things about an R32 that you would like warn other people, like, hey, like this might not be good?
The biggest thing I'd probably say is expect problems. Like within the first probably month or two of owning the car, I had a clutch go out, and then just recently I had to replace the fuel system. So definitely expect to replace parts and do some dirty work, but other than that, it's awesome. I couldn't have any complaints.
All right, so thank gosh, we're finally inside. Texas heat advisory out of the way. We're in the AC with Brad here in front of this. This is not Brad's car. This is a Drift Spec R8 my buddy's building, 2JZ swap. Gonna be in Lone Star Drift Series pretty soon. Yeah. How long have you been on Assetto?
Bought the sim probably about 2 months after I got the R32 to get some practice in, because I had no idea how to drift in real life and stuck my car in a ditch.
You put your car in a ditch?
Yeah, so I was on a first...
The R32?
Uh-huh.
Did you break it?
Surprisingly not.
Nice. How did you put it into a ditch, drifting?
I was on a date, first date with this girl, and she said she wanted to see something cool, so I clutch kicked it through a corner, and I got the corner perfect, but the transition took me right to the ditch, and I had to have a dude with a big diesel pull me out.
Oh, that's so rough. Like that's crazy. That's a crazy story. How long have you been on Assetto?
Steam's saying 100 hours, but a lot of people don't believe that.
Those numbers are baloney. Would you say 300 is a little bit more realistic, or 250 at least?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Your rig, what's your rig setup like?
So I run an Oculus VR because I really need that field of view. I want to be able to look around and see my buddies, you know, tandeming with me. The triple monitor thing, I would say, is definitely not where it's at, because you can't see behind you or any of that good stuff. And then for the setup, I got all Thrustmaster on an open wheeler cockpit. Okay, cool.
So Thrustmaster, VR. Did you have to upgrade your PC to run the VR, or did you have a PC that would already run it? Because that's like a huge obstacle for VR people.
Yeah, so I had a PC that already run it. I actually bought the VR a year before the setup, just on an impulse buy.
All right. Probably got a good price on it or something like that, hopefully. No?
430.
Gotcha. Did you know you were going to get into sim drifting when you bought the Oculus?
No idea.
Right on, right on. Thrustmaster, how do you like your Thrustmaster?
I'm loving it. The only thing is, I would love to be able to change out the wheels. So I would say if you're one of those guys
Like
that
an
wants
NRG or something like that, or what do you mean change out the wheel?
Yeah, so I want to put like my quick release on there. And so if you're not a dude that's got like access to a lot of things, I would say go Fanatec, but I 3D printed an adapter, so.
Oh, you did? Right on, that's cool. So Thrustmaster, cockpit, VR. You've never drifted in real life. Would you say you're pretty comfortable in Assetto Corsa when you're drifting? Are things pretty natural, pretty fluid? You're pretty comfortable with all the movements and stuff like that?
Yeah, I would say on a good day, I could link like whole tracks and just really enjoy myself and get on some doors.
Right on, right on. So the reason we're here is I've known Brad a while. We met through drifting. We see each other at like every event. I like the guy a lot, good friends. And I like to do cool stuff. And I like to see my friends like have a blast. So I found out just recently that Brad was on Assetto, and I'd already been on Assetto for months. And I knew like how awesome it was because I have my rig set up very similar to my car. Like the wheel feels the same, the shifter feels the same, the pedals feel the same. Like I almost get into my Z sometimes and feel like I'm actually in my simulator. So I had this opportunity because Brad has hundreds of hours on Assetto Corsa, and anybody that has that kind of hours on Assetto, I know is probably a pretty decent drifter on Assetto, but you had never drifted a car besides putting it in a ditch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said, here's a cool opportunity, kind of like GT Academy, that old show where the PlayStation 4 people did the contest to see who was the best in real life driver, and then the winner got a sponsor. And I think that dude, maybe a couple of them, because they did GT Academy a couple times, I've watched races where they're like, oh, that's the GT Academy guy. And he's out there like the Rolex series. It's really cool. He went from gaming to real life racing. And I had seen all this before I found out our situation with Brad here. So what I did is I said, Brad, tomorrow morning, you're gonna come out early, you're gonna take my car, and you're gonna go drift a real car. When I told you that, how'd you feel?
I was pretty nervous because, you know, your buddy hands you a keys to a car and says, go drift it. You know, that's not an everyday opportunity. And
for sure,
putting my car in a ditch earlier in the past, you know, I was really nervous thinking I was going to slide off track or something.
Yeah, so you've got that. He's already put a car in a ditch trying to drift. And it's somebody else's car, and he's a respectful, nice guy. He doesn't want to, like, use my car, like, whatever. He doesn't want to abuse it. And so you've got that stuff working for you. Heading into this, the reason I did this is I said, Brad, you've done Assetto. I bet like $100 you can hop into my car and drift it, because I know how good Assetto applies and how translatable it is. Did you feel the same way, or how did you think that Assetto was going to translate to real life?
I thought it was going to work really well. I was mainly worried about the issue of like that sense of speed and feeling the weight of the car. I didn't know how that was going to react.
Yeah, and it can almost be a little fearsome too, because like it was like mid third gear entries, and you were like throwing it because it was a really big sweeper on turn one, and yeah, with the noise, my car's really loud, and the speed, it could even be a little intimidating. So I feel you on that. So I gave Brad the keys to my car so he could go drift in real life for the first time and test to see if sim racing or sim drifting applies to real life. So let's watch the video and see how he did. All right, Brad's first ever, well, this isn't a lap. This is a warm-up lap. I told you.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, don't try to drift it the first lap.
Just get a feel for the car.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Get it sideways, see how it slides.
Just get it sideways a little, testing out that hydro.
Yeah, the hydro's nice, right?
Oh, dude, it's super nice. You barely pull that thing.
Yeah, it's got about like an inch throw, 2 inches maybe.
Yeah, it definitely beats my e-brake. That thing, I'm pulling that thing like a foot.
Yeah, dude, those, yeah. All right, here we go, lap 2.
So,
this is your second lap.
I get up to about mid of third gear.
I don't know, bro. This looks... You're not moving out. You're moving pretty slow. You're like middle of second there. But that was a nice flick. That was a nice flick there.
coming around the sweeper, hanging out right
Angle.
in the middle of the track.
Yeah, bro.
Gonna pull that e-brake. That was a decent transition. I should have stayed on throttle there.
Well, what was nice, I'm going to rewind it just for a second here. What was nice is you were exiting turn one, kind of shallow, running a little bit of running out of steam a little bit. And what you did, what I just noticed you did, is you made a correction and added more angle. So that way, when you flicked it back, you could get more weight. You just naturally added more angle because one, your tires were starting to grip up, and two, you were getting ready to flick it the other way. So let's just watch that again real quick because that was good.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty shallow right there.
Yeah. This is your second lap, I think.
Yeah, second lap.
Now watch this. Right here, you add more angle.
Flip.
Yep.
And reinitiate with a hydro.
I think that's
do the same thing.
That what you just did through that middle section there is like, in my opinion, Assetto Corsa kicking in right there, 100%.
Yeah,
you wouldn't naturally know how to do that on your second lap ever.
No, for sure. Yeah, I definitely I wasn't thinking about it. It's definitely Assetto. It's just muscle memory at that point.
All right. This must be the lap where the beamer's down, yeah?
Yeah, he spun out and I was stopping. Can't hurt to cool down the car.
Car does look good, though. Mark Small's car looks good. I like that green one. The E36 posse rolling through.
Got a little tandem train going on.
E30 Euro Gangstas.
That little Miata too.
That's the world's slowest train right there. The world's worst drift train. All right, here we go. Third lap.
I think this is when we really started getting in the third gear. So I'm gonna correct right here. Through a little bit of angle, and so.
Dude, listen to that thing scream. You were in it.
Yeah, no, I was definitely foot down, full sending it. Pretty good transition there. Finish it out strong.
Bro. I don't know. You straightened a little bit here and there, like 2 times. Like I said, like 85% proficiency. You were so close to linking that whole thing like the right way.
Man.
Woo!
We'll send it with the flick.
You are
gonna ride that outside line.
You like that.
Coming around the sweeper, giving it angle so I can weight transfer over. And then we'll just smoke them up because it was the last lap.
Dude, you were making some smoke. Let me rewind it to that initiation again real quick. Watch this, dude. You are moving out.
Yeah, no,
look how early you initiate.
Really
look at this. Right there. Dude, almost at the beginning of the wall, you threw it at it.
Yeah, I don't know. That was pretty balls to the wall right there.
Flying through there. Shredding it.
Z makes good smoke.
People thought you were me.
Yeah, that's why the green Z was up us.
Look at that smoke, dude. I'm impressed, Brad. I'm really, really glad we had the opportunity to do that because just watching this video, I don't know, man. It's impressive. You did really, really good.
Well, thanks. It felt pretty good out there. It's just, don't want to full send it in someone else's car.
I know it's always a little weird, but good job, dude. And I'll see you back at the shop.
Yes, sir.
Brad, you fucking killed it, man. He killed it. How did the car feel?
The car felt perfect. It was smooth and it does exactly what you tell it to. It did feel exactly like Assetto. It was just perfect.
In the car where you were drifting the 350Z, did you feel like you were thinking about what you were doing, or did it come naturally, like from the game?
Going into it, I was expecting to have to think about, when to pull that hydro through the corners and stuff. But once we got out on track and went up for that first entry, it just came to me naturally. I wasn't thinking, I was just doing.
What would you say to the people who are on the fence about Assetto, or who have Assetto but not a drift car and aspire to a drift car one day? What are your thoughts on that?
I would say if you're on the fence between, either getting tires or the sim, I would say get the sim because, you have unlimited tires in there.
Yeah.
There will be other events to buy tires for.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the car yet, just get the sim first so that you can learn, so you don't ruin your car.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Like, let's say you are drifting maybe 1.5 times per month. If you just cut it back to like once a month for like 2 months and invest the money into the sim, like that one pair of tires is going to get you 12 to 30 laps, 30 laps if you're super lucky, which is maybe like, oh God, like 45 minutes of drifting, 40 minutes of drifting. And how many hours do you have on the sim?
Steam's saying 100, but it's closer to probably 3.
Yeah, like 300. So he's got like 300 hours of seat time versus like 40 minutes. So if you're on the fence, man, just save a little bit, get that sim, because not only does it apply to real life, but it's like hella fun.
Oh yeah.
In a Lone Star Assetto servers, it's a bunch of people we get on Discord, and we have fun, man. Like, it's a fun game. It applies to real life, and yeah, that's my take on it. So how would you say this experiment went?
I'd say it went very well. Assetto definitely, I think, translated like 100%.
Right on, right on. Well, thanks everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. To sum it up, yes, Assetto Corsa drifting does translate to real life drifting. Evidence here by Brad. Never drifted before, only done sim racing, hops in a drift car on a difficult track, and after like 2 laps is linking it. Dude, that says so much. So thank you for watching. Hope you guys got something out of this. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because we need to boost up the awareness about Lone Star Assetto so we can build that community and have more fun together. Cool?
Sounds good.
Good job, Brad.